Hello all. So today I'm talking about a Honda Odyssey and some of the causes for vibrations when you go to speed up, when you go to accelerate, step on the gas, and what could be causing this. And and one of the first things to do if you do get this, to go and see if the onboard computer has any codes or if there's an engine light on. And the first thing to do if you have this problem is check to see if there's an engine light on, because there might be codes on the computer that might direct you to the problem. And this will help separate it, that if it's the engine or the running gear. Because if there's a problem with the engine, then the codes will give you what the problem is. If there is no engine light on, then it's very likely going to be something else, which I'll go over. But if there is codes, then it can direct you to what it is. And if you don't have an OBD2 scan tool, a quick, easy way to get codes is just go to an automotive store. Most of these do code scans for free. You might want to call around first and make sure, but most of them will come out and scan vehicles for free with their code scanners if you don't have one. And so the first thing is going to be possibly a misfire or something wrong with the engine. And like I said, if you could scan for codes, this will help you find out if this is the problem right away. And if you have a misfire, you'll get certain codes. You get something like P0301, which is a misfire cylinder 1, something along these lines, and that'll help direct you to what the problem is. But if you don't have no engine light on, you don't have no codes, then the problem is going to lie somewhere else. And so the first thing is going to be a bad motor mount. You have a bad motor mount inside of there, it broke loose or something, that's going to cause vibration. That's a common problem. There'll be two motor mounts on either side of the engine, and there'll also be a transmission mount, which could also cause a problem. These are relatively low-cost parts, but they can be kind of a pain to change out. And quite often, if you have a bad motor mount, you could pop the hood. You could have somebody look at the engine when you go to put it into drive with the brake on, and you can see the whole engine kind of shift around more than it should. And so that's a common sign that it has a bad motor mount. Not always. You could just have like a motor mount that's starting to go bad and just has a crack in it. But quite common, if the motor mount's completely failed, the whole motor could shift around inside of in the engine compartment. And so first thing to check is a bad motor mount. Next up is going to be a CV joint. If you have a bad CV joint, you have a bad axle, then it could cause vibrations. When these go bad, quite commonly, they'll make a ticking sound when you go to back up. Not always, but it's a pretty common sign that they failed or they're failing. There also could be leaking grease around the boot where it goes around. It could be something leaking right there. It could be tore, things like this. There are different signs and symptoms for a bad CV joint. But the next thing to check is going to be a CV joint. Next up is going to be a stuck brake caliper, and you can be able to tell it too, because when you go to step on your brakes, it might start to vibrate or something like that. But if a brake pad gets stuck on the caliper, then it can be sticking, and it can cause some problems sometimes. Though you usually can tell this, like I said, because usually you step on the brakes and the vibration goes away, or you tap on the brakes and the vibration goes away because the brake pad becomes unstuck. But it is something to keep in mind that a stuck brake caliper with the brake pad can cause some issues. And next up is going to be loose lug nuts. Now, this isn't very common, but it could possibly be something. If you just recently got your tires rotated or changed or something along these lines and you got that vibration, then the people who installed the tires back on, they might not have got those lug nuts all the way back on tight. So it's definitely something to keep in mind and to go check. It's very dangerous. The tire could come off. So if you did recently just have a tire pulled off and replaced for some reason, go check the lug nuts on those tires and be sure that they're good. And next up is going to be just bad alignment on the tires. Maybe the tires can get out of alignment. They could cause issues. They could cause vibration. Usually when that happens, it'll be in a certain miles per hour, like you hit 50 and it'll start to vibrate, but then you hit 55 and it goes away. That's kind of common with poor alignment and tire balancing. So next up is going to be the tires need to be balanced. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to give a real quick brief overview of what you could do if you have a Honda Odyssey and it starts to shake when you're accelerating or stepping on the gas, and some of the common causes and fixes for it. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helped you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.